Hello, good morning students. Today we are going to start with the chemical properties of group 18 elements, xenon fluoride compounds and xenon oxygen compounds. These are the topics today we are going to cover. Now I am going to start with chemical properties of group 18. Chemistry class 12 P block elements. Chemistry class 12 P block elements. Chemical properties of group 18. Chemical properties of group 18. Actually, the chemical property of group 18 is very unreactive. We already seen in the introduction part of this class. Chemical properties, the noble gases unreactive with other elements like water, carbon dioxide, acid, base, etc. Because the outermost shell is filled with 8 electrons. If I am going to add or remove electron from the cell, means very high energy is needed. That is positive electron gain enthalpy or zero electron gain enthalpy is given in the textbook. Next one is high ionization enthalpy. These are the three factors that chemically unreactive of the noble gases. Noble gases are chemically unreactive because of three reasons. First reason is the outermost shell is filled with 8 electrons. So far no electron will be taken from the cell or given to the cell. It is very difficult. If I am going to add one more electron, means I have to generate one more cell. It is very difficult. That one thing. Second one is ionization enthalpy is very high. And third one is the positive electron gain enthalpy. These are the three reasons are responsible for the unreactivity of noble gases. This is a very important one mark question. Why noble gases are unreactive? Because of the reason why noble gases are unreactive. This is one important question. For these 3 points we have to say completely filled valence cell, completely filled valence cell, electrons. Second point, high ionization enthalpy, important one more question. Third point, zero or positive electron gain enthalpy, So these are the three reasons that noble gases are unreactive. So very important one more question. Next one is people would expect that radon will be bigger in size. If the atom is bigger in size, chemical reactivity increases. That we will see in the trends in the periodic table. On moving down the group, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, chemical reactivity increases. We learned in 11th standard. On moving down the group, chemical reactivity increases. Why it is increases? Because the atomic size increases, so the electron free from the control of the nucleus, so it can less amount of energy is required to remove the electron, so it will interact with the neighboring atoms easily. Therefore the chemical reactivity increases. People would expect that radon should be the biggest element in this 18th group, but it is not possible because the availability of radon in the earth crust is very less, and it is radioactive, and also it is short lived. That is why radon is not fit for. Next question, why radon is not fit for chemical reactivity? Why radon is not fit for forming new compounds. Second question, even though Radon is bigger in size. Bigger in size. The availability in the earth crust is very less. Availability in the earth crust is very less and is also short-lived. So this is the answer. Even though radon is bigger in size, people would expect that will be highly reactive. But the actual practice, it is a radioactive element, very short-lived. The abundance in the earth crust also very less. So far, radon is not fit for chemical reactivity. Next one. Next one is xenon. Now we are going to start with xenon. Xenon gives large number of chemical compounds. In March 1862, Neil Bartlett, a scientist from British Columbia, he discovered that a red color compound called as O2 plus PTF6 gives O2 plus PTF6 minus. The name is dioxygen hexafluoroplatinate 5. Platinate. So this is the compound prepared, red compound by Neil Bartlett, from a scientist from the British Columbia. He defined that this compound is highly reactive. After his large investigation, he find that the first ionization enthalpy of oxygen is first ionization enthalpy of oxygen is 1170, which is almost equal to kilojoules per mole. 1170 kilojoules per mole, which is almost equal to the first ionization enthalpy of xenon, which is equal to 1175 kilojoules per mole. So he observed that the ionization enthalpy of oxygen and the ionization energy of xenon are similar. So he do experiments and he find trial and error method. He will find another compound which is also red in color. That is a xenon based compound. That compound is like this. Instead of oxygen, he used xenon. Xenon react with hexafluoroplatinate. It will give xenon plus PTF6 minus. Right? This compound also known as xenon hexafluoroplatinate. This compound also red in color, red compound. After the invention of this compound, a large number of xenon based compounds are invented. Xenon react with highly electronegative elements like fluorine and oxygen. We will get large number of xenon based compounds. So this is the discovery of xenon based compounds. Next. Krypton also undergoes some reaction with fluorine. It will give krypton difluoride, KrF2. This is the second compound other than xenon. The argon, neon, helium and other noble gases are unreactive. They will not form any compounds. So these are the chemical properties in the xenon based compounds. Xenon, now I am going to tell about the xenon fluorine compounds. Fluorine, xenon fluorine, xenon fluorine compounds. Now I am going to tell about the xenon fluorine compounds. Xenon, we will give three binary fluorides. For example, xenon react with F2 in presence of excess of xenon. It will give at 673 Kelvin 1 barometric atmospheric pressure. It will give xenon difluoride. Xenon react with two molecules of fluorine 1:5 ratio at a temperature of 873 Kelvin 7 barometric it will pressure. It will give xenon F4 tetrafluoroxenon tetrafluoride. Xenon react with three molecules of fluorine in the ratio of 1:20 at a temperature of 573 Kelvin and 60 to 70 barometric pressure. It will give xenon hexafluoride. So these are the three binary fluorides from xenon based compounds. One more thing is xenon hexafluoride can be obtained by another method. Xenon tetrafluoride react with O2F2 in presence of 143 Kelvin. It will give xenon hexafluoride. Xenon HCF4 plus O2F2 in 143 Kelvin. It will give HCF6. This is also one important reaction. Next one is hydrolysis of xenon. Xenon hydrolysis gives xenon plus HF plus oxygen. Let us see the equation. 2 ZeF2 plus HCF2 plus 2H2O gives 2Hc plus 4H2O plus O2. This is the byproduct. So these are the 5 important reactions based on the xenon fluoride compounds. See, from all these reactions, we notice one important thing: the pressure, temperature, and the composition of mixing. All these three things play a major role of forming xenon-based compound. Now, noble gas compound formation is not a simple process. It is a very difficult process. So that only the particular fraction 1:5 ratio, particular temperature, particular pressure, all are important in the case of forming xenon based compound. One more thing is the xenon and other compounds are extracted by fractional distillation from the liquid air. So that is one important point. Xenon, helium, neon, all these gases are present in the traces of air. So we have to liquefy the air, and after liquefying the air using fractional distillation method, we can separate the noble gases. That point I missed. Next one is the important thing is xenon compounds. The xenon fluorides react with fluorine acceptors to form cationic species. And for example, xenon difluoride react with platinum hexafluoride. It will give xenon fluoride plus platinum pentafluoride or pentafluoroplatinate to give this compound. So it is a fluorine accepting species. So this is very important reaction. Let us take one more example. Xenon tetrafluoride react with antimony pentafluoride. It will give xenon fluoride plus antimony hexafluoride. So these are very good fluorine accepting agents to form cationic species. This is a cationic species. Xenon fluoride react with the fluorine accepting species to form cationic species. Next one is these compounds are crystalline solids and sublime at 298 Kelvin. What is sublimation? Of solid directly into gas. That process is sublimation. So the initially these compounds are white crystalline solids and sublimes are 298 Kelvin. Next one is they are very good fluorinating agent. Adding fluorine to the particular xenon based compound is called fluorination. Fluorination, they are very xenon fluorides are very good powerful fluorinating agent, means they give fluorine, fluorinating agent. This is a very good fluorinating agent. Next one, they can hydrolyze even a traces of amount of water, so it will clear moisture. Xenon based compounds clear moisture. Next one more important thing is the structures. Next one is structures of xenon based compounds. Xenon based compounds and their structures were deduced by valence electron pair repulsion theory. Now I am going to tell about xenon difluoride. It is linear in shape. Atomic number 54. Xenon is atomic number 54. So we are using the ground state configuration. Ground state configuration for xenon. 5s2, 5p6 and 5d. 1, 2. 1. The 2 electrons are there. Here 6 electrons are there. First excitation state. First excitation energy. S orbitals like this. 1 electron promoted from p orbital to d orbitals. Now we have to conclude that 3 lone pair of electrons. 3 lone pair of electrons and 2 bond pair of electrons. 2 bond pair of electrons. Because these two electrons are unpaired, so incoming fluorine will bond here. Incoming fluorine will covalent bond takes place here only. Suppose I am here, 2 fluorine is there, so it will form covalent bond here only. So this is called 2 bond pairs. 2 bond pairs and 3 lone pairs. Therefore the structure of xenon difluoride is like this. So actually the structure is 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital, d orbital, sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization, because here 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital and 1 d orbital involved. So it is sp3d hybridization, linear shape. It is linear shape. It containing 3 unpaired electron, 1, 2, 3 unpaired electron, 2 bond pair electron, 2 bond pair electrons. These are the things based on xenon difluoride according to valence electron pair repulsion theory. Next I am going to start with xenon tetrafluoride. It is okay. Here xenon 54. Atomic number is 54, right? 5s2, 5p6 electronic configuration. First excited set 1 electron from the p orbital promoted to d orbital, because all electrons have equal energy, same orientation, so they can exchange their energies. So next one is after exchange 3 lone pair of electrons present, 2 bond pair of electrons, because there are 2 unpaired electrons. They covalently bonded with the incoming fluorine electron. Therefore, there are 2 bond pair electrons. 2 bond pair electrons. Like this. 3 unpaired electrons. This is the way I am explaining xenon difluoride. sp3 dehybridization. Next, I am going to tell about xenon tetrafluoride. Xenon atomic number 54, right? Starting with the electronic configuration ground state electronic configuration 5s2 5p6 5d. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, because xenon outermost cell is filled with 8 electrons. 1 2 3 4 5 here. Okay, for excited state, this is a first excited state. For one electron from the p orbital jumps to the d orbitals. So far two unpaired electrons generated. 1 2 3 4 5. Next, second excited state. One electron from one more electron from the d orbitals, one more electron from p orbitals promoted to d orbitals. Now we are going to check how many lone pair or how many bond pair. There are two lone pair of electrons, and four bond pair of electrons. Here 4 fluorine with this. Here also 4 fluorine is covalently bonded with the xenon compound. Therefore, it containing 4 bond pair of electrons, 2 lone pair of. Going to draw the structure of xenon tetrafluoride. 2 lone pair of electrons. This 2 lone pair is here. This 4 lone bond pair. Okay. Going to tell about how many s orbital, 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital, 2 d orbital are involved. Therefore, it is sp3d2 hybridization. Hybridization is sp3d2 hybridization. This is square planar shape. Shape of this compound is square planar. Now I am going to recall. Atomic number of xenon is 54. Ground state electronic configuration is 5s2 5p6, and the first excited state is 1 electron from the 5p6 promoted to 5d. Next, second excited state, one more electron from the 5p orbitals promoted to 5d. Now I am checking there are 2 lone pair of electrons, top and bottom. There are 4 unpaired electrons, bond pair electrons. These 4 unpaired electrons covalently share their electron to fluorine, because fluorine is one more electron to attain the stable noble gas configuration. Therefore, fluorine shares its electron with this unpaired electron of xenon. Therefore, 4 bond pairs are generated. This compound having the hybridization of 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital, 2 d orbital, having sp3d square hybridization. Hybridization is important and structure is important. Square planar shape. Shape will be square planar. Okay. Now I am going to start with xenon hexafluoride. Xenon hexafluoride, XeF6. Xenon atomic number 54, same. Electronic ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration is 5s2 5p6 5d. One, two, three, four, 5. Here 5 is 2. 2 electrons are there. 6 electrons in the p orbitals. Next, first excited state. 1 electron from the pi orbitals promoted to the 5d orbital, because the influence of fluorine react with xenon. Whenever fluorine approaches xenon, the electron from the xenon are excited. They move to the next energy level. The second excited state. One more electron from the pi p orbitals are promoted to the next pi d orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is third excited state. Third excited state. One more electrons are shifted to the d orbitals. Now the six now the six unpair containing only one lone pair, six bond pair. So six fluorine will bond here, covalently bonded here. Fluorine. One more fluorine. So it will form the xenon hexafluoride like that. This is the structure, and this hybridization is sp3d3 hybridization. Structure is like this. Distorted octahedral. This is distorters. This is sorry. This is trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal shape. So this is the structure of xenon hexafluoride. First ground state configuration is 5s to 5p6. First excited state, one electron shifted from 5s to 6 to 5p6 to 5d. Second one more electron. Third excited state, one more electron. So there are 6 covalent bond will formed between fluorine and the xenon compound. Now this compound hybridization is sp3d3, and the structure is trigonal bipyramidal. It containing one lone pair of electron here. One lone pair of electrons is there. This is the structure of xenon hexafluoride. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. God bless you.